Welcome back, you wonderful sunshine people. No idea what that means, but week 3 is in the books. And before we officially get to that, I want to tell you my plans and projects going forward. First, I'm coming out of retirement to play for the Gators. Kirk gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. Pretty much he said, "We need your help. Want to play?" That's it.
You son of a bitch! I'm in!
So, now that I'm a part of the Gators again, I can't go to other teams' home games to film their experiences. But fortunately, I could do some vlogs about the Gators and behind the scenes. Of course, I'm not going to give away too much. I'm still trying to win here. I will continue to do these videos, but they should be a lot better now that I actually have film I can actually go over. But yeah, anyways, now on to the week 3 action. Oh, and I'm sorry I didn't put up the week 2 episode on Spotify. I got lazy. But this episode will be on Spotify for those listeners, so of course tune in if you're interested. But anyways, our first game, the Bucks hosted the Irish. This is a tale of two teams. The Bucks are in rebuild mode, while the Irish are trying to win their first AFL title. The skill level was heavily favored to one side, and that was clearly the Irish on this one. And we need to start in the trenches. Of course, can't have a good team without the little trench battle. Well, advantage. But anyways, yeah, it heavily favored the Irish in this one. They had solid protection, huge holes. Like, the Arby's had gigantic holes they could run for days. They had a couple big touchdowns on the ground because of those holes. I said hole so many times because like I'm in the movie. Jesus. Anyways, the Irish's D-line just pushed the Bucks O-line back constantly. They were in the face of Tanner, which I'm assuming is still playing QB, all game. He didn't have a clean pocket at all and was forced to make some risky throws. The Irish QB situation might be solved after this game, but it's still hit and miss. The Irish's weapons came to play in this one. They made some huge plays, offense and defense. TH got a pick 6 against his old team, which is pretty cool. Not for the Bucks, but for him, yeah. Yeah, the Irish had a top-ranked D-line. It looked like in this game. We'll see going forward, but it should be interesting to see. The Bucks struggled a lot because clearly rebuild mode is in full effect. They have some solid pieces for the future. They just need to keep it going and stay on track. For those who don't know, final score was 45-7. Yeah, and on to our final game. There's only 2 games. Final one. The Cowboys brought the Gators into town, and you know what they say about them Gators. They're an ordinary creature because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush. I don't know what ordinary means. Anyways, fuck. Yeah, fucking water boy. Anyways, no surprise here. With the outcome, it was going to be the Gators. Big game from Marshall. He had the big runs, one screen pass. He just had a phenomenal game. He did open up the game with a TD, I believe. But yeah, he had a huge game. The offense was successful, clearly. Of course, putting up 41 points. But it didn't look pretty, though. Probably because some guys weren't there. A lot of guys won't make the trip to GP sometimes because of other priorities. But it is what it is. The Cowboys D-line did put some pressure on Merchant this game, but of course it wasn't enough to stop the Gators from putting up all those points. The Cowboys moved the ball a bit here and there, but it wasn't enough to score. The Gators D stopped the run, so they're forced to pass, just stuffed. But that's the Gators D for you, just stepping up when you can. It just ate them up all Saturday. But anyways, the final score was 41-0. It was definitely a hard-hitting game. But yeah, Gators, you can't. It's hard to beat the national champs. But anyways, I was right with my picks, 6-0 still. Right as always, baby. But I'm not going to talk about the bye weeks teams because fuck them. Anyways, let's get to week 4. And it's going to be a great week. We have 3 games, which is great to see. These 2 games, bullshit's kind of annoying, but here we are. So the Fighter Jets are flying in to face the Calgary Wolfpack again. And both teams got some rest. They're entering this one at 1-1. The Jets won their first matchup against the Pack, but they lost tough one to the reigning champs. And it didn't look pretty in that one. So they're definitely looking to rebound after a tough loss. The Wolfpack beat the last place Bucks and have a lot of confidence going into this game. In the first matchup, the Pack may have lost, but they felt good with their performance from that game, and it was something for them to build on. The Pack have added some weapons on offense and defense since their last matchup. They have Kelsey on D, longtime vet, Peter, young wide receiver. So it should be interesting to see how those matchups look. Yeah, they're looking to shoot down those Jets. And with the Jets coming off their bye week, it is great for them to just recoup and figure out their offense, because it's definitely a must. They struggled pretty bad against, well, they struggled against the Gators. The defense you don't have to worry about, but their D-line is tough to get through, so they'll be fine. It's just that offense. With that being said, it does seem like the Pack have all the momentum going into this one, but I'm still taking Cold Lake. The Pack have never beaten Cold Lake, so I still have to rock with Cold Lake on this one. The Pack have to show that they can beat one of those tougher teams. But Jets. Anyways, going on to the next one. Some Cowboys will be visiting the Cloverfields of the Irish. Yeah, the boys are going to Airdrie. They are coming off, of course, that beatdown against the Gators. You can knock them down, but they're going to get back up and start swinging. And of course, they're going to be swinging against the Irish. The Irish is coming off a dominating win against the Bucks, but they're facing a tougher opponent this time. This game is definitely going to be a hard-hitting one. Probably the hardest-hitting game of the week. The X factor in this one is for Peace Country to stop the run. The Gators ran all over them last week, so it will be interesting to see how they fix that one up. For them, the key to victory is to make the quarterback beat them. Get tons of pressure on them. We all know the Cowboys have a strong D-line, so I think that's possible. It's just for them to stop the run, see how those linebackers do. But it's going to be an intense game in the trenches on both sides, especially with like the Irish. Their D-line is looking pretty good. Of course, getting in the face of the Bucks last week, so we'll see if they can do it again against Peace Country. I think the key to this game will be the turnover battle. I think whoever has the most turnovers, well, whoever wins the turnover battle will win this game. So we'll see who can take it home. I think it will be the Irish home opener, playing on that new field. They're going to get the crowd going. They're pumped. So, yeah, Irish. And the last game will be the Bucks versus the Gators. 1 versus 2, and it's not looking good. The bar is heavily favored against against the Bucks. The Gators have them beaten every category coming into this one. It's a long shot for the Bucks to win, but the Bucks have heart. They will not quit. They don't care who they're playing. They're going to play tough for 60 minutes. And the Gators, they don't take anyone lightly. No matter what their overall is, no matter who's on the field, they won't take them lightly. They're going to study. They're going to prepare. And, of course, I'm taking them. It's pretty obvious. The question is how many points they're going to put up, and what's the over-under on this game? I don't know if anyone can figure that one out, because I'm not a betting man, or not a very good betting man. But yeah, so I'm going Irish, Jets, Gators. It should be a fun weekend of football. For my power ranking, nothing changes. Stay the same. I don't know why it would. And that's it for the show. Thank you all for watching and listening. If you would like to support the channel, just like, subscribe. You don't need to buy me a coffee or anything like some other podcast that's going on. No, they're great. Anyways, of course, I will be suiting up for the Gators this week, providing some backup for them, filling in wherever they need me. So that should be interesting to see. So if you see me, come say hi, or just yell mic check. People are starting to do it, so it's a lot of fun. Whatever floats your boat. But anyways, this is Mike, and checking out.